Okay, we're gonna try this for the fourth time now. Um, so this is on half spaces. This would be U12 with 11 players and then 90 minutes. We're gonna need cones, two colored pennies, um, 20 balls, and then two putt goals. Um, for our warm up, we're gonna start with the static stretch and dynamic warm up mixture. And then we're gonna do that's gonna be about 30-ish minutes and then 60-ish minutes together. Here's our little legend for so you can know what the little um, markers mean. So we start with the warm up, do static stretch and dynamic stretch mix. Do full body, um, like high knees, butt kicks, calf stretches, anything like that. This is where a team leader would be very useful, to where you could have them lead this and then lead like a static stretch circle, to where they would, get completely loose. Then we would go from that. That's probably going to take like 5 or 10 minutes. Then we'll go to the dynamic, where we pass in a circle. This would be about 10-ish minutes. Um, you check away from the cone and go to your teammate a little bit, call for the ball, make a touch away from the cone, and then pass the ball to your next teammate. If you're able to receive the ball later and play one touch, I would encourage the kids to do that. But I mean, obviously, I know they're only 12, can't expect too much out of them. Um, but just really, really focusing on that two touch max, trying not to get any more than that. Um, then we'd move on over to the tactical. This aspect of the training session will be a little bit shortened for an explanation period about what half spaces are. I didn't learn what half spaces were until I was in high school, and I think it's a great tactical strategy to always employ. Like if you're always using it from you're 12, then it's going to feel like second nature whenever you get to high school and higher levels beyond that. So I think it's really important to explain it now. So half spaces, you're a college coach, I'm sure you know, but just for the sake of the video, let's say the defense is in a 4-4-3. What's that? 7-4-3-2-1. 4-3-2-1. Whatever formation you want to teach the kids to be, where to start their formation where the other team is not. This allows you to be in better passing lanes, be more available to your teammates, and it's a very important thing that I think a lot of American coaches leave out. So for this first tactical, I guess this will be more of just like practice that make sure, like, as a 12-year-old, whenever I was 12, not too long ago, if a coach is sitting there explaining something to me, I'm probably in la la land. I'm probably not really paying attention. So I think this demonstration is very, very important. And especially having a punishment for not getting set. If you don't get set within the 60-second time frame, you got to run. I think that's very important, so that way you really lock it into their brains and they're really understanding it, because probably just talking to them it's not going to do it. So for this, the red's going to get in a 3-2 formation, and then the blue's going to get a 3-1-1. This emulates a game situation where, blue is maybe, this 3 maybe midfield, and then, an 11 and then a 10 here. And then, maybe the red would be like, you could say that blue's more attacking and then the red is more defensive. You got your 3 backs and you got 2 midfielders playing, a 6 and a 7. Um, so, just trying to get a game formation out of just 10 people. So then this is where you need all the reds to get set, And then from there, the blue team has 60 seconds. You have 60 seconds from, the time that the red team starts and they're set to get in a half space in a 3-1-1 formation. If 60 seconds seems to be way too much, I'll lower it down. Like, okay, we're going to do 30 seconds this time. And then whoever's not set runs. So there's a punishment, there's negative reinforcement. If you don't do it, you run. So if this kid's not getting it, he's going to be really in shape or he's going to figure it out, one of the two. So then we'll build to a 3v3 situation. And my build and my play are pretty similar, just adding a neutral on the play. So starting with the 3v3, you have to start in a half space and try to stay in it until you get out of this purple. So the blue is defending here. They can't get out of their half space until they get here. The red is here. They can't leave, out of a half space until there. This is where I would really emphasize to the kids that, a half space doesn't mean you're on a string. You're not able, like, soccer's not a two-dimensional sport. There's so much, lateral movement and forward and backward movement that I don't want them to think they're on a string when I'm teaching them half spaces. I want them to be able to get out of that and be able to still make soccer decisions and soccer plays out of starting in a half space. So then, from there, play off the ball, do overlaps, whatever that they see fit, and you go to goal. First to three wins. You want to switch after, so that way both teams are getting a chance to play a goal. This isn't a finishing session, but kids really like shooting on goal. And so any opportunity that you have, take it because, you can never finish too much. It's a very important part of soccer. So now we're going to go to play, and this is the exact same concept. You have to stay in the purple and a half space, the exact same thing. But now we're adding an offensive neutral that is always on offense, but he does not have to stay in a half space. This would be a great example of like what a 6 or a 7 would do, to where they're always going to be on your side. Or I guess more of a 6 if they're always attacking. If they're always on your team, they don't have to be in half space, but they're able to move to the ball. Here, let's say this guy has the ball. This guy's here. This guy may want to check here, or whatever. I don't want to hold him in a box. And then the same idea, you're not on a string. Move a little bit, but still start in that half space and still make sure that you're trying to be attentive to that, so that way they're learning it more and more. And then one of the things you mentioned in the lecture was, what if this doesn't work? They're kids. They may not understand it. So from this, I would start over from, if they're not getting it at the tactical level, I'm probably not moving it to the 3v3 in the play. I think I would move it to a smaller side, maybe like 2v2, and make sure that they're understanding. Sit in the middle of where I don't have three hands, but some guy, like, both of them are here, and then you're here. Just simplify it a little bit, make sure that they're really understanding it, and then once they really understand it, move from there. From 3v3 to play. So that would be my final on half spaces.